One final event then for the 2022 American Open Championships in World Powerlifting, and it is the mixed team event. We have 7 teams in this: Mexico, Italy, Chile, and Colombia are the 4 nations represented, and everybody except Italy is being allowed a second team in this. And I'll tell you something, quite a few of those we've seen in the men's and women's team events in the past couple of hours are in this as well. Same story, each team has 3 members. You must have at least one who is a woman. But some, such as Mexico, are going with 2. I think Korea did in the Asia Oceania. Everything's going well. Just won by beating Chile in the final, and Colombia's second team, the in the final, Ecuador won the bronze. This is Mexico. European record, Donato Telesca. A new European record. Only Quarto. And Romano with open gold. Just won gold in the women's team event. Brian Balanta winning gold in the And now Colombia won. and claiming team gold as well today. Mexico won. Amalia Perez getting that champion feeling again. Jose Castillo as well. He's in the spirit already. And David Montiel. Silver in the men's 54 kilo final. It's added on a kilo since then. Chile 2. Javier Jimenez has just won silver. Marian Serrano as well, 2 today. Can she win 3 medals in the same day? And in between, Frank Feliu, who in the 97 kilo final for men took bronze in the total lift. He was 5th in the Americas Championship. So here's the start list. 7 teams in this. Hope you took that in. And we will see who the referees will be. So it's the first round heat of the 7 teams. First 4 into the semi-finals. So referees for this will be Richard Mason of Canada, Mahmoud El Shabani of Egypt, and Azam Al Zubi of Jordan. Piyunuk Enricate is the technical controller of this decider. So definitely there's a lot of information to impart in this competition. But we've seen the men's and women's titles going to Colombia. Chile, silver both times. So we're going to start off with Mexico. We're going to see Yesenia Colmenares shortly. Colmenares, the silver medalist in the up to 73 kilo final. Absolutely brilliant for her maiden championship, her major championship debut. So ready to go. Silver in the women's 73 kilo final for Yesenia Colmenares. She went up as high as 85, started with 81 in that, so she's starting here on 80. That would be worth a total of 66.3 points. Also in the team, Fatima Castellanos, so it's quite something they've decided to go for two women in this. It's not completely unusual. Usually they'll go with the two men in terms of point scoring. So, Yesenia Colmenares, the Mexican champion for 2022, and now it is silver at 73 kilos. So 80 kg is what she's aiming for, and that's worth 66.3. And she's representing Mexico too, as well, the B squad. Although, to be honest with you, I think that's quite academic how they've divided them up. This for an early advantage, 66 points, and it is a good lift. Very successful for Yesenia Colmenares for Mexico too. Got herself set well. Good result for her. So now Italy, Emanuela Romano. She's going here for 87 kilos, gold. In the open competition, she shared gold alongside Maria Santos of Brazil in the women's 50 kg. This will be worth 81.2. So 87 kilos here. She only attempted one higher than that in the final of the 50k, and that was at 90. She got everything. She also won the total score as well in the Open Championship. So she comes away with 2 gold medals. Her second major championship, the woman from Napoli. No mark in the World Championship. Well, she's got marks and lots of them here. And she'll score more. She'll score 81 points if she is successful. So Romano on the way. Everybody, bar one, starting with a woman by the looks of it, incidentally, in this opening round. So, Emanuela Romano, it's a good lift. And it's a sizable lift, actually. That 87 kilos, worth 81 points. So Italy lead. 81 for them, 66 from Mexico. Still 5 teams to come. So next up for Chile, and is their #1 team. And it's one of their #1 women. Camila Campos, individual gold. Retaining her America's title in the 55 kilo decider. Silver in the women's team final, beaten by Colombia today. She's aiming for 105 kilos, and that's worth 94.5 exactly. Campos lifted 105 at the second attempt in her final, then 110 to take the gold. She lifted 105 in the heats, 100 in the, so still going high here, and it's a good lift. 94.5 points, and Chile are in front. She has made her contribution all week. And that was a really good quality effort. Now, it's been some week for Ana Lucia Pinto. She's won silver already individually this week and team gold just now. Lifted 105 in the heats, 110 in the final, and here she's going for 105 again. And this is worth 89 points, 89.1. Would put, for the moment, Colombia, their second team, into second place behind Chile. Still a long way to go in this. Top 4 into the semi-finals. This will be the longest competition of the day. So really well claimed silver medal for Pinto earlier in the week. That came in the women's 67 kilo final, getting this raised up. Oh, it's not a good lift. It's 2 against her on the stop sequence. Wow. No score here. Would have been worth 89. Instead, Colombia 2 are left playing catch up. She'd lifted 110 in the women's final of the team competition, but not here. And she's got up to 111 to score victory in second place behind Bertha Fernandez in the women's 67 kilo decider. Bronze in the previous America's Championship and silver here. Well, well, well. Bertha Fernandez is going to go for 110 here. Gold individually at the 67 kilo final and gold in the team competition here. This is going to be worth 94.6. She's going for 110 again. The Pan Am champion and now America's champion as well. The new America's record is hers at 123 kilos. So this quite conservative in comparison, aiming for 110. So almost 95 points. Actually by 0.1 they would overtake Chile to go into the lead. Well, already today, she's lifted 110 in the heats of the women's team event and went on to 115 in the final. So back down to 110. And that's a good lift from Bertha Fernandez. She hasn't missed a single lift all week. 4 out of 4 in her individual final. That's her 7th lift this week, and they've all been good. Bertha Fernandez continues in her glorious run. She'd been South American Games champion in 2014. Now after a gold this time around, it had been silver the previous America's Championship. But here's somebody who basically, between now and Christmas, we could list everything she's won in her career. Amalia Perez for Mexico. Going for 122 here. The reigning America's, Pan Am, World and Paralympic champion. 3rd America's title. 4 Pan Am golds. Reigning world champion, reigning Paralympic champion. 122 she's aiming for. Victory here, of course. This would be worth 105 points. 105.6. Amalia Perez going for 122 kilos, 61 kilo champion, won with 132, started with 122 in her final earlier in the week, went to break her own America's record. That was 135 she went for, didn't get it. 122 is eminently gettable for this legend. And I don't mean the new category. She's in the dictionary. Good lift. 122 kilos means 105 points for Amalia Perez, the woman who continues to win everything. 4-time Paralympic, 4-time world, now 7-time American Championship winner between these America's Championships and the Pan Ams. First major championship medal, 98 worlds. Impeccable. And she's continuing to break records. It's not as if she had a peak 10 years ago. She's lifting heavier now, or as heavy as she ever has done. Chile, having won silver in the men's team final, Javier Jimenez is having a go in the first round here. It's interesting they're putting him out here. 130 points he's aiming for, which he scored in the heats in the semi-final. That's worth 106.4, which will put Chile's number 2 team into the lead. Jimenez already with Team Silver this week. Bronze individually. Well, this would be an early lead for Chile after the opening rounds, and that's what's happened. Bronze in the 54-kilo final, and he scores a great success here. 3 out of 3. Gets all those white lights in his favor, and Chile are in front. That's a good lift. Ignore what you may have seen elsewhere. $106 for Chile, the second side. Mexico 105. Colombia 94. Chile's first team 94. Chile lead by under a full point, ahead of Mexico. Colombia third, heading off Chile's first team by 0.1. Colombia's second team just missed out through Ana Lucia Pinto. Long way to go. Remember, it's a top 4 place that they're all aiming for semi-finals. So on we go, and next to go, it'll be Mexico's second team. Fatima Castellanos is aiming here for 72. Finished 4th in the women's 61-kilo final. So aiming for 72 kilos here in her own final. 76 and 79 she got. She missed 81, which would have been a tie for bronze in the Americas Championship. This is a tilt at 63 points. And it would put Mexico's number 2 team into the lead. Looked confident. Didn't take much time with it. And she scored it. Fatima Castellanos. Mexico in front. Wait to see if it stays like that. All they can hope for is just hit marks that are gettable. And the only team, remember, with 2 women in it as well. Nailed that one well. Excellently successful. $129 points for Mexico. They are in the lead. Now the men will start wading in a lot more. David Montiel for Mexico. He's going for 140. This is Mexico's A team, if you like. Although there's not much differential realistically in quality. The silver medalist in the men's 54-kilo final. just as it was 4 years ago. This will be worth 112 points. It'll be Mexico 1 and 2 if he gets this. It'll be Mexico 1 and 2 for a little while anyway.
Sostengo. Start.
David Munchal. This would be a significant result. He's got it, 112 points. Now that helps Mexico a lot here. Mexico's A team go way out in front. And they step up into top spot, 217 points. Kept his concentration up. Really very well lifted, and that's what he was looking to do. It's now the 5th placer in the men's 97 kilo final. Is up next for Chile. And that is Frank Feliu. 155, his target here. This will be worth 96 points, 96.1. If it gets it, Chile's B team, or Chile 2, would go into 2nd place for the moment behind Mexico. Bronze in the previous America's Championship in 2018, bronze in the 2015 Parapan in Toronto.
Start.
So Frank Feliu, 155. It's a good lift, and it keeps Chile well in the hunt here. Didn't score 100 points, didn't need to. They're on 202.5 now. With 3 teams still to go. They could be as low as 5th going into the final round of lifts, but right now they're 2nd, and that'll do for them. Jorge Caranao will be the next to go for Chile. This, their A team, effectively. So he went for 160 in the semi-finals and got it. 176, he went really big and got that in the gold medal matchup, and they were just edged out by 12 points in the end. This would be worth 124 points. Would put them on to 218, and they would be in the lead by fractions. Jorge Caranao, who has hit the heights again this week. Gold individually, silver in the team final, gold in the 65 kilo championship. He defended his crown well. He's defending his country well here. That's a great effort. 124 points off 165 kilos. Chile Their A team are 2 for 2, and they move on well to 218. Mexico's top side, 217.5. Chile's top side, 218.5, and they now lead. That's really good. I'm not sure he's actually missed an effort at all this week. Got everything in the team competitions today. I'm pretty sure it was in the individual final he scored everything. Meant that he ended up winning a total lift as well. Went up as high as 181 in that, 176 today. Now let's rev up the quarto. Andrea Quarto going for 191. Now this is something serious. This is worth 117 points, 117.1. If he gets this, Italy would go on to 198, and they would go into 4th place with 2 nations still to go. Andrea Quarto in the 97 kilo finally finished 4th in that. In his second major championship. Won gold in his international debut in the Manchester World Cup early last year. So going really high here. Going for 191, and he has got it. So Italy are in the top 4 for now, with 2 to come. Colombia, 1 and 2. A and B. A team and B team. They're the ones who are left. And this next up for Colombia, their B team. He was in their B team, while Colombia 2. In the men's event, they won the bronze medal in the end, and he lifted this, which was worth 114.3. So Ana Pinto missed out, Ana Lucia Pinto, in the opening rounds. Again, the joint champion, the champion alongside John Freddy Castaneda. Colombia won in the over 107 kilo decider. His first major championship medal. His debut in terms of championships, worlds last year, finished 14th in that. So, well, if he gets this around 114, but basically it looks like they're going to be in 7th and last place, no matter what, at the end of this second round.
Vamos, seguro. Aguante. Start.
Well, here he comes. It's vital that he gets it. Keep the competition alive at the very least for them, and it is a good lift for Eglain Mena. 114 points they have. Doesn't shift them any further than 1 place above the leaderboard, and if Fabio Torres gets the lift that's coming now for Colombia's first team, their A team, well then Eglain and his colleagues drop back to bottom place again. So a bit of pressure was on this. It was a significant enough figure that he felt he had to go for. Fabio Torres up now going for 131.5 points, 215 kilos. And if he gets this, then Colombia will lead going into the final round. It'll be 226.1. Chile's top team currently lead 218.5, 218.5. Mexico next, 217.5. If he gets this, Italy would be knocked out of the top 4, but there's still 1 round of lifts to go. And one other thing to point out is that at Chile 2, their B team have got Marian Serrano coming up in the final round, the only woman to lift in that round. She'll still be rattling up a lot of points. So this for the lead for Colombia, 1 from Fabio Torres, 215 kilos, the heaviest lift we've seen attempted so far. Already a champion this week in the 97 kilo, finally lifted 205 in the semis of the men, 218 in the final, both successful. 131.5 points they'll get, and this to go in front with 1 round to go. Fabio Torres, the champion yet again, and it's good. 2-1 in his favor. That's what he wanted. That is quite high by his standards. 208, 216 he lifted in the final, then 220. Obviously got everything, so he won the total lift and then got the America's record, 230. And he's got this. I don't think he's missed yet this week, has he? Vamos! Another quality result. So at the end of the second round, it's Colombia, Chile, Mexico, and Chile 2 who are in the semi-final positions. Italy are in 5th spot, off the top 4 by just 4 points, 4.2. Mexico's second side are down the way quite a bit, though. Marian Serrano. Silver in the women's individual. Silver in the women's team today. So she's gunning for 110 here. And this would be worth 87.8. She did miss this in the women's final. So let's see. Well, they're currently in 4th spot. If she gets this, they'll be on 290.3. Serrano lifted quickly. It's a good lift. She's done everything that she could have done today. Chile move up there in the lead. And they're the team now that everybody will be gunning for. They finish on 290.3. One down, 6 to go. And that really dramatic women's final that she had earlier today in the up to 86 kilo category. 2 misses, 1, 2, 3. Here's the scores. Importantly, Chile leading now after that. Colombia 226. Chile, their main team, now in 3rd spot, 218. Keep your eyes open for that though. Juan Antonio Ramirez from Mexico, their B team, their second side, going for 140. This is worth 112 points. 112.8. And if he gets this, they will be on 242 points, so they'd be in second spot. Their score right now quite low. They're in second from bottom position, in sixth going into this round. 129.3 they've got. Finished fifth in his final of the men's 88. World Junior Bronze in 2019 from Zapopan in Jalisco State. Mexican silver medalist this year. Well, all he can do is aim to get it. 140 is quite decent by his standards, actually. And it's a good lift. And that's all they could have asked of him. Mexico's second side go into second place. $221.5. Chile, with their second team leading on 290.3. Very good lift, bit of pressure on Juan Antonio Ramirez. They've got all three of their lifts. And they've been punished in terms of the scoring a little bit, as Chile won, coming along with another champion of the week. Juan Carlos Garrido going for 165, silver in the men's team event earlier. This is worth 126 points. 6. So if he gets this, Chile 1 go into the lead. And they'll be on 3, 4, 8. And that would be a margin that I doubt actually would be beaten, to be honest with you. Juan Carlos Garrido, America's champion again, Pan Am champion, reigning still from Lima. Having already won it in Toronto in 2015, 3 America's titles in a row. This is important for Garrido, 165. Chile may well be in the semi-finals if he gets it, and he gets it. Successful lift. Juan Carlos Garrido in Chile's A team. Chile 1 go into the lead, 345.1. Still 4 teams to go, but it's very difficult to see this Chilean side being overhauled by all 4. Good call. Juan Carlos Garrido, champion again this week. Next to go. Now, Colombia 2 are in a bit of a precarious position. They're not going to overtake Chile 1, so that means that Chile are definitely in the semi-finals. That's certain now. Brian Balanta coming again. This for 172. He's won gold impressively in the team championship. Silver individually this week. That was at 65 kilos. America's bronze medalist before this week. Now, silver. Missed out by 5 to Jorge Caranao of Chile. This is worth 125.5. So if he gets this, they go up to 338. 238 all told. 238, they'd go third. But there's still 3 more teams to go after this. They have to rely on a couple of misses.
Start.
Brian Balanta, 172, going in for that quite strongly. It's a good lift for Balanta. Vital that it was. Brian Balanta scores for Colombia 2, their B team, and they will just leap over their A team. Temporarily, I would say, yes. Only by a handful of points. They go up to 239.7. They're in third. But it is Colombia's A team who come next through Francisco Palomeque. Balanta's teammate for Colombia's glory in the team championship, and Palomeque himself striking individual gold this week. He's going for 187 here. That's worth 123.9 points. Colombia 1 currently on 226.1, and if he gets this, it would be 350 exactly, I think. Yeah, 350 exactly. And they would go into the lead, and they would certainly be in the semi-finals. And then there would be a precarious moment because Colombia's second side would be knocked down to 4th without any further right of reply. Italy can still make it. And Mexico's first team can still make it. Colombia in 4th place heading into the final lift. So enough said, gets this. They are definitely there. If not, who knows? 187 for Palomeque. He's already lifted this in the heats, but missed it in the final of the team competition, which Colombia won. 187. It is quite high realistically. In terms of his weight division, has he locked it out? Oh, it's 2-1 in his favor. Yes, he has. And Colombia make it through. They're into the semi-finals. And they lead 350 points exactly. And they have made it. They're the top scorers, and there's only 2 teams left to go. The pressure was right on. But what a very, very, very decent lift. So 2 lifts to go. The team in last place are Italy, 198.3. But if Donato Telesca, the new European record holder, a new European record for him of 200. He's going for 190 here. Was originally looking at 195, but he's made his calculations and they felt that this is definitely reachable. It's 10 kilos below his lifetime best set this week. This is worth 128 points. And they will certainly be in the final if he gets this. Go on to 326, and they would go third with 1 team to go. They would definitely be in the semi-finals. Donato Telesca winning here in the 80 kilo decider, 200 kilos, a new European record. And that to go with his other successes. World junior record he's had, which is now the next gen record. 5th in the World Championships last year, 6th in the Paralympics in Tokyo, World Junior Champion 2017.
Start.
Now, whether you'd say he's still a rising name,
Back.
maybe in terms of the world results, he is, but it's a good lift here. And Italy have made it. Donato Tedesca, 190 kilos, yields 128 points, and Italy go to 326, and they are in third place. And nothing to fear about that. Really good, capable, and immensely, as we were talking about, Donato Tedesca. Clean, clear, technically excellent, confident lift. One more to go. It's Jose Castillo. Jose de Jesus Castillo winning again. Went for a new America's record to break his mark. Didn't quite get it in the up to 107 kilo category. He lifted 220, 230, went for the America's record, 237, didn't get that. Didn't need it in the end. This for 118 points. Mexico won right now, are in last place on 217. But if he gets this, they'll be on 335, and they will qualify in third position, and it will knock Chile's second team out of Javier Jimenez, Frank Feliu, and Marion Serrano. Champion again this week, obviously. His third America's gold. The 4 times Pan Am champion in Rio, Guadalajara, Toronto, and Lima, gunning next for Santiago after this. So Colombia, Chile, and Italy are all through. Successful here, and Mexico will be as well, and they will be the 4 in the semi-finals. Jose Castillo, 200 kilos. Here he comes. Raised competently, and that's a good lift. And Mexico have made it, and there was not going to be a doubt about that. He's gone 30 kilos heavier than that this week. They're in third spot, 335.7. Colombia, the top scorers, 350. Chile second, 345. Mexico third, 335. Italy fourth, 326. All of the second teams didn't make it. So maybe there was something in those pairings after all. Colombia, the top scorers on 350. Chile, Mexico, Italy joining them in the semi-finals. Chance for doubling up for Chile, Colombia, and Mexico gone. So the semi-final draw will come. Colombia, Chile, Mexico, and Italy in that order of scoring. So we've got the draw coming now for the men's and mixed semi-finals. Colombia, Chile, Mexico, Italy, all in the mix in the last four. So the draw about to be made to see who faces who in the last four. And the teams set up the same way, and it will be 1 woman and 2 men. It's Chile against Italy and Colombia against Mexico. Chile were the second highest scorers on 345. Italy the fourth highest with 326. And in the other semi-final, Colombia top scorers on 350. Mexico 335. So they're well matched, really. Colombia already winning the men's and the women's team finals. Chile being beaten in the two deciders, and they could yet meet in the final again. Will be Colombia against Mexico. We're going to see first by the looks of it. This will be semi-final B. Colombia coming out. Berta Fernandez, Fabio Torres, Francisco Palomeque, all gold medalists. Mexico, Malia Perez, gold. Jose Castillo, gold. David Montiel, silver. A big face-off. Well, this is going to be interesting. Colombia scored 350, Mexico 335. First and third highest scorers. Jose Castillo, the perennial champion, Amalia Perez as well. Really, these are two of the highest quality teams that you could have asked for, to be honest with you. I think there's no doubt they're both going to go a bit higher than we saw in the heats, and they can go higher. The second semi-final, Italy against Chile. Gold for Emiliano Romano. A fourth spot for Andrea Quarto. Gold for Donato Telesca, with that European record to match. Against Chile, Camila Campos, gold. Jorge Caranao, gold. Juan Carlos Garrido, gold. There's only 19 points between them. Chile with the second highest scores. Italy the fourth, 345 to 326. You have to say here, this looks really well matched as well. They're really, really well matched. And it's frankly difficult to confidently predict an outcome. So ready to go for the semi-finals in the mixed team event. And the first we'll see is Colombia and interesting switching of the tactics here. Mexico are going to put Amalia Perez last. We've got to pick our referees as well. Who's it going to be for the mixed semis? So it'll be Mohamed Al-Kesh of the United Arab Emirates, Eliana Oraka of Greece, and Haroldo Sakamoto of Brazil. Chiara Cifarelli's the technical controller of this one. So Colombia are going to keep with the same order as they had in the heats, with Fernandez going first, as you'll see there. But Mexico have swapped things around. Jose Castillo will go first, and they're hoping what that would mean would be a maintaining of a lead all the way through. Well, we'll see if that's the case. Berta Fernandez going for 115 kilos, and that's 98.9. Adding 5 kilos to the bar, it's 4 points more than she aimed for in the heats. Now, she scored this in the final of the women's competitions, and she had to get that for the gold, and she did get it. Fernandez Glorious result in claiming the Americas title this week. That's 67 kilo to go alongside a previous Pan Am and South American Games titles. America's champion for the first time, so looking to get this right. And she has. It's a good lift. It's 98.9 points to start off with for Colombia and Berta Fernandez. Excellent result. But Mexico are aiming for something a little shrewd here to open up a substantial advantage of around 20 points, even though Berta Fernandez is a great champion in her own right. She's lifted 115 there. That was tremendous. That has put her in line for close to 100 points. 98.9. But Mexico putting their female lifter last. They want to open up an advantage here, and it's going to be Jose Castillo, after his latest success, looking to lift 200 kilos. This for 118 points. They would lead pretty much by 20. That's what they want to do all the way through. Montiel and then Amalia Perez going last. And you may well say, well, it'll even itself up in the end anyway. It's 2 men and 1 woman against the rest. Well, Berta Fernandez has scored 4 points more than she was aiming for in the heats. 115 from just about 99 points. Castillo here is aiming for 118 points. Mexico finished 15 points down in Colombia. 230 he got successfully in his final, up to 107 kg, got the gold again. Always gets the gold in this. What about the mixed team? World champion in Mexico City in 2017. Paralympic bronze in Rio. Now let's see how he does here. For the lead for Mexico. They've switched up their running order a lot. It'll pay off if he gets this. And it has. A good lift, 2-1. And Mexico lead 118 to just about 99. The lifts worked out, and now for the remainder of the competition, they will be seeking to hold the lead all the way through. But will they? I'll tell you, Colombia's second lift is going to be massive. But will we? Yes, I think we will actually see Fabio Torres after Mexico's next lift, which is going to be David Montiel going for 146 kilos. Silver in the men's 54 kilo final for the second time. Hasn't gone for 146 already. This will be worth 116.8. So if he gets this, what a whopping lead it would be. They'd be on 235 with Mexico and Colombia on 99. $118.2 scored by Jose Castillo, the man from Guadalajara. Here comes David Montiel from Jalapa. Fourth in the Pan Am Games in Lima, back-to-back silvers in the last two America's Championships. Torito, coached by Mariela Ferrer and Enrique Alvarado, usually. If he gets this, if Torres gets his for Colombia at 2:15, Mexico will still lead going into the final round of lifts. So far, the tactics are paying off.
Seguro, seguro. Toda tuya. Seguro.
It's 146 his target, having lifted 140 in the heats. Straining a bit there. Is that okay? Yes, it is. 2-1 in his favor. He's got it right. Having got up to 150 in his individual final, where he won the silver medal, he has scored there. So, Mexico leap up to 235 points exactly. And if Colombia get their next mark, they will be on 229. Mexico will be leading by 6 going into the final lifts. Added a lot more onto the bar there. 6 kilos. He is has competed this week in the second lowest weight division, so the advances are not as gigantic as they are up the other end. Which is something that Fabio Torres knows a lot about. For Colombia, the men's 97 kilo champion. New America's record of 230. Nicking the old mark by 1 kilo of Jose Castillo. Retained his American Championship title. 2 gold, 1 silver in the 3 championships there have been. Silver in the last 2 Pan Ams. World bronze 2017, 2019. Paralympic bronze in Tokyo last September. So 215 kilos equals 131.5. And just if we're playing fantasy land, his new America's record would be worth 140 points. This is for 131. His new America's record is 15 kilos heavier than this. He, in his individual final, went 208, 216, 220, 230. This is 215. Fabio Torres for Colombia. This to bring them within a handful of points of Mexico. They'd be 6 points down, thereabouts. Fabio Torres at 2:15. He only had 7 seconds left. Yes, he's got it. Good calm assurance. They're thinking still about gold. 230.4. They're up to their 4.6 behind Mexico. Mexico still lead. It'll come down to the final lifts. And there's ambition. There's lots of ambition. So, scores on the doors. Mexico lead by less than 5 points. Amalia Perez to come from Mexico. Francisco Palomeque for Colombia. And it will be decided by these lifts. Perez going very heavy. 130 points. That'll be 130 kilos for her. It'll be worth 112 points. Palameke going for 190. Malia Perez, the champion time, and again 130 is what she's going for here. Her America's record is 134. Tried to edge it out with 135 in her final. So she's going for lots of points here. It's going for 112.5. The reigning champion in everything. 3 times American champion, 4-time Pan Am. Reigning in those, reigning Paralympic champion for the 4th time, reigning world champion for the 4th time. And they put her last to really put the pressure on Colombia here. So 130 is her target. This for 112.5. They'd finish on 347. Be up a bit in what they scored in the heats, which is 335. Malia Perez has to get this. 130, it's one of her biggest lifts of the week. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! It's game on. It is game on. $347.5 they've got. And they're essentially telling Colombia, right, show us what you've got then. That is one of her heaviest lifts of the week. It is so close. It's only, what, 4 kilos, I think, away from her America's record. She's gone very, very high, but Mexico feel it's worth doing that. Francisco Palameke is coming now for a lift of 190. After his victory in the 80-kilo event where he lifted 187. Now, he didn't lift anything greater than 187. Missed 194, missed 195. He's been thinking about 190, but now they're going for 180 instead. It'd be worth 119 points. And that would be enough to win. 119.3. They'd win by a minuscule amount. Mexico are on 347.5. Colombia, if he gets this, would be on 349.9. So Palameke for the victory. 180, having scored the America's title in the 80-kilo final this week. Palameke for the win. And they have the win. He's lifted 180, and that was very smart. 349.7. They've won by just about 2 points. And they did what they needed to do. It's a slightly lower score than what they got in the heats, because that's all it needed to be. Very, very clever. They saw what Perez did and said, right, we can bring it down. And I'll tell you, Mexico's tactics really were very good in that. They scored 12 points more than they did in the heats. They put a lot of pressure on Colombia. Palomeque was left last, and he was just able to get that 180 instead of the 190 they were thinking of. Perez went very, very high. And she got it, and nobody missed. So, semi-final A, it is Chile against Italy, and Italy will go first with Manuela Romano. She's going for a lift of 87 kilos here, which should be worth 81 points. And after that, it'll be Andrea Quarto, and then Donato Telesca. Chile will be going with Camila Campos first. Chile outscored Italy by just under 19 points. In the heats. Campos will be going for 105, which should be worth just about 13 points more. So they're sticking to what they did in the heats. Romano with that really well-earned success. That was in the 50 kg final. Finished on 90 and finished alongside Maria Santos de Oliveira, Brazil. It was a tie for gold in that. The Brazilian won the America's Championship and Romano won a gold in the Open. That's a really good start to her international career, really. Romano's first Continental Championship started in the Worlds without a mark in Tbilisi. She's really made a mark here. Can she do this in this mixed semi-final? She's got it. 81 points for Romano. That was really decent. Kept her composure. She went up to 90, didn't she, in her own individual final, so 87. Well, she's been going quite strongly. It's a competition where a lot of people tend to take a little step back from what they do individually, but, well, 81 points, that's good. 87, serious stuff. Camila Campos. Individual gold. Team silver already. The 55 kilo champion, having lifted 110. This for 105. So again, she's not shirking. This will be worth 94.5 points. America's champion twice now. Pan Am silver and bronze. World team gold for Chile in the World Championships in December, 4th in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. That's a nice solid looking lift. And it is a good lift for Camila Campos. Chile lead by 94 to 81 after the opening round of lifts in this semi-final. That's a really, really decent job. And there may be a case where they're carrying along their teammates, but they're not shirking the responsibility, really. Could go very low if they wanted to, but they don't want to. Risks attached to that, definitely. Chile with a chance of opening up a decent lead here. Jorge Caranao is coming back in, aiming for 165 kilos, and this would be worth 124 points to send them up to 218 and a half. Caranao's already got this in the heats of this. Caranao, silver in the men's team events and individual champion at 65. He defended his crown well. Caranao going up to 181. This is a little bit off it. He wants to be sure he can get this. Already had been America's champion going into this. His third America's title in a row, won here in St. Louis, and he was Pan Am champion in Toronto in 2015, silver in 2019. Chile lead by 94 to 81. This to increase their lead by 124. Caranao is pushed through it well, and he gets it. Good lift for Caranao. Gets the 165, gets the 124 points. So the pressure is on Italy in this semi-final. Well struck. It's left Italy in this round needing to go quite a bit higher, really, to try and tighten the gap up. Up next for Italy, the fourth placer in the open competition at men's 97 kg, Andrea Quarto, who lifted 197 in that. He's going for 195 here, so he is going quite high. That 197 a lifetime best. 195 is worth 119 points, 119.6. So if he gets it, they go up to pretty much 200. They would be 18 points behind Chile with a round to go. Quarto's second major championship after that 11th place finish in the Worlds. His coach, usual coach, is Alessandro Braschi. So 195 for Andrea Quarto, and basically a lot hanging on this. Needs to get it. It'd still be a bit behind now. That's a bit of a struggle. It's taking his time to get up there from Andrea Quarto. It's one of the heaviest lifts of his life, and he's missed it at 195. The second heaviest attempt of his career, and he is unsuccessful. Would have been worth almost 120, and he has not got it. And Italy now are in trouble, because instead of being around 18 points down, they are 137 points down. And they're relying on Donato Telesca to get something huge, and it will have to be huge in the last round. Well, Quarto lifted 191 in the heats. That was worth 117 points. He ought to have done that again. Juan Carlos Garrido will come next. It'll be 160 he's going for now. It was 167. You saw the change with your own eyes. It will be a reasonably conservative lift. I've already seen him today performing really well in the men's competition. This is worth 122 points. He's picked up individual gold yet again and team silver. This to send Chile into the mixed team final. So if he gets this, it's worth 122 points and it is all over. Chile would be on 341. Now they've scored a bit less than they did in the heats, but don't really need to. Italy have missed one. Donato Telesca. Oh, well, he's going to attempt to do something quite huge with his last attempt, but he's banking on Garrido not getting this. Well, they've done their calculations. And if Garrido does miss this, then Telesca comes out with the lift of his life. And Italy, they've calculated, would win by fractions of a point. About half a point they'd win by. Garrido at 160, though. He doesn't tend to miss those, really. The man who's won so many titles in his career. 160, and he sends Chile into the final. No doubt about it. Italy left with too much to do, so Telesca was thinking, which would be a European record. He can't go for that now. There's nothing at stake. Italy are out. So why do a European record attempt for that? Juan Carlos Garrido had lifted 185 to win gold in his individual final. This for 160, really gettable, and he got it. So instead of going for that whopping 205, well, I'd like to have seen him go for it if it was still open for Italy to reach the final, but now it's not. So Telesca going for 170 instead. It's down quite a bit from what he's aimed for today. This is just basically to get the lift in. A little bit of practice ahead of the bronze medal match. So 114 is what he's going for in terms of points. So for 170, a little bit of training really. He's got it, it's a good lift. That's worth 114 points. And Italy finish off with 195, Chile 341. So had he gone for 205, that would have been worth 138 points. But it would have needed an attempt at a European record in order to get it. Telesca did his job well, but there was no point going for anything hefty as the race had been run at that stage. Chile 341, Italy 195, the final score. Okay! It's the bronze medal match in the mixed team events. It is Mexico and Italy. It's a lot of green, white, and red around. Mexico, Amalia Perez, Devin Montiel, and Jose Castillo. Italy with Emanuela Romano, Andrea Quarto, and Donato Telesca. And Mexico are going to shift things up again, we see, for this bronze medal match. Mexico outscored Italy by 9 points in the heats. Mexico outscored Italy by just about 150 points in the semi-finals. Italy, you remember, missed out one. Quarto didn't get his lift. And in the final, it will be Chile against Colombia. They're very well matched. There's hardly been anything between them. Colombia outscored Chile by 5, actually 4.9 in the heats. Bit of a different margin in the semi-final because Chile could take the foot off the pedal after Italy missed their middle lift of the three. Chile, Camila Campos, Jorge Caranao, Juan Carlos Garrido. Silvers for all of these in the men's and the women's team finals. Can they get it right? Get the summit in the mixed team final. Colombia won the men's, won the women's. Well, it's fated to be Colombia against Chile again. Bertha Fernandez, Fabio Torres, Francisco Palomeque. They're waiting. So now let's see who the referees will be for the bronze medal match and the final. That's the selection of referees. It will be Asam El Zubi, the centre referee for Jordan, Mahmoud El Shabeni of Egypt, and Richard Mason of Canada. Priyanik Anukate is the technical coordinate. So it will be Italy to get the bronze medal match going, and it will be Emanuela Romano once more, and she's going for 88 here having scored 87 in each of her attempts so far in the team competitions, which is interesting. Remember, she won her gold here with a lift of 90. So this will be worth 82.13. This is basically an extra point on top of what she's done previously. Manuela Romano, here she comes again. The 50-kilo champion. And this only 2 kilos below her individual gold medal winning lift. Had been a lifetime best as well of 90. And the first lift from Mexico will be Devin Montiel, by the way, 145 kg. Perez will go second. So again, Mexico are trying to open up a strong advantage here, but well, they've got to get their lift, and Manuela Romano has to as well. The opening lift of the bronze medal match.
3, 2, 1.
Here she comes. Manuela Romano for 82 points. And that's a super looking lift. That is a good lift. Well, that's the second best lift competitively of her career. And to do that for her team in this bronze medal match says a huge amount about her. 82 points. Well, when you go high and you get it, it's the right decision. Next to go for Mexico, their individual silver medalist, Devin Montiel, going for 145 kilos, and that's worth 120 points. So they'd lead by 38. Lifted 145 successfully in his individual final. Went for 150 and didn't get it. He's already in the semi-final. Lifted 146. Got that right. And 140 in the heats. This will be worth 120 points. Actually, I'm not sure that's right, to be honest. That's worth 116. They'd still lead by a good amount. Not quite as much as they might have. Did really well to get that 146 in his semi-final. And they came so close, only denied by 2 points, 2.2 against Colombia. So Devin Montiel for 116 points for Mexico.
Concentrado. Sostengo, sostengo. Start. Chile. Sube. Right.
Well, punching through, a little bit of a wobble on the way up, but it's a good lift. 116 points, and Mexico lead Italy. And now the tactics can really begin. Impressive lifting by the silver medalist. And he got the result he wanted. Twice in America's silver medalist now. Malia Perez coming up next from Mexico. She's going second. Well, I have to tell you, she's going for big things here. She got 130 in the semi-final. That was 112.5 points. She's going for 131 here. And you think about everything she's won in her career, this is only 3 kilos off her America's record. Won with 132 in her women's 61 kilo final. This is 131. This is worth 113.4 points. So looking to open up a lead. 229 for them to Italy's 82. Andrea Quarto will come next. And if all the lifts are successful, actually, in this round, Mexico will still lead Italy. So Italy might be asking Donato Telesca to go close to his new European record of 200 kilos, but that'll come. It was Amalia Perez, 131, 1 kilo below the mark in which she won gold in her final. This is immense. This is up. This is a good lift. Magnificent. 113 points she scored here. Mexico lead 229 to Italy's 82. How did she do that? That is 3 kilos off her America's record. I'll put it a different way. That is 11 kilos off the world record of Lucy Ejike. If I'm not mistaken as well, that's probably also now a Legends America's record that she's gone out to this week. Andrea Quarto going for 192. You'll remember he missed 195 in the semi-final, but he got 191 in the heat. This will be worth 117 points. So if he gets this, Mexico's lead will be cut to around 30 points. It'll be 229 to 199.9. I'm pretty sure they're not hitting these targets deliberately. That's just completely coincidental. So Quarto 192. And vital to get this to keep the hunt on for Italy. He's raised it at 192. Oh, yeah. Good lift, 2-1. And just the stop sequence. The one vote against him. Italy are not done yet, and Donato Telesco will be asked to do something big. Jose Castillo is going to do something big as well. Potentially. They're getting their calculators out. Quarto's done fabulously. You have to praise him for what he's gone for there. So, it's a lead of 30 points. Look at that! Donato Telesco is going to go for a European record 10 kilos above the mark he set this weekend. That is astounding. Jose Castillo going for 210 as well, having won on 230. But Telesco, no European has gone beyond 200. No other European has gone into the 200s outside of Telesco. This will be worth 141 and a half. He's going for 211 now. And Castillo's going for 215. It's an attempt at a European record for Donato Telesco for 142.2. Well, this is really something. If the lifts of Telesco and Castillo are successful, Mexico would win by 15 points. But Telesco's got to get this. The European record, his European record, going into this week was 199. The record is now 200. And he's going for 211. He's going for an astonishing figure here. He feels he can do it. But this is an amazing amount that he's going for, really. 211. There's so much on his shoulders in this. And Castillo going for 215, which he can do. Telesco.
Start.
This is it, 211. An amazing amount. It is too much. It is too much. And Italy will miss out on the medal. No success for them. It was incredibly brave. Italy finish on 199.9. Mexico right now are on 229. And they can basically go for whatever figure they want. At the moment it's 215, but that's way beyond what he had done before. Way beyond what he had done before this week. Had been thinking of 205 in the semi-final, but then it was no longer required. So he went low, and this time he's gone incredibly high for a new European record by 11 kilos. He's not got it. Mexico win the bronze medals. Italy finish fourth. But they'll round off the competition. Jose Castillo going for 215. Champion again here. And another medal in the mixed team competition. 3 times America's champion now, 4-time Pan Am champion. The Pan American Games, Parapan American Games, World Champion 2017, World Bronze 14, 2019, and the Paralympic bronze in Rio. The career has been brilliant. This will be worth 127 points, and if he gets it for Mexico, they will finish on 357. That's the biggest figure today. Well, maybe he's passed. That scoreboard suggests so, but we'll see. That may just be a technical fault, and he'll still come out and do his last lift. Mexico, 229. Italy, 119. 199. Yeah, looks like that's it. It looks like he was going to pass. He doesn't need to lift. And the bronze medal goes to Mexico. They had a lift to spare. Yeah, that's it. We're going to go straight to the final. Chile against Colombia is coming. It's the final, the battle for gold. And like the men's team final and the women's team final, it is Chile against Colombia. And Chile have got 2 scores to settle. It'll be Campos, Carinao, and Garrido in that order. And Campos starting with an attempt of 108. That's going to be worth the whack. That's the heaviest I think she's attempted in these team events so far. This will be worth 97.2.
Start.
105 for 2 lifts so far. It's 108. 110 with which she won her individual title. And that is Chile off to a great start. 97 points. Camila Campos. A thumping start for Chile. Colombia starting with a man, Francisco Palomeque. Bertha Fernandez will go second. To open up a large early lead and try and put some pressure on the scoreboard. 97.2 for Campos. Palomeque is going to start with a lift of 190. This is the heaviest he's tried so far in the team event. This is for 125.9. This is heavier than with which he won gold in the men's 80 kilo final. It's basically for a lead of almost 30 points.
Reading.
125 points on the line here. And Palameke.
Espera.
Start.
Rising and rising at 190. And it is good. It's a good lead for Colombia as well. Basically 126 against 97. Palameke, his heaviest successful lift of the week. 125.9. Powerful. That's very impressive effort, I have to say. Palameke lifted 187 twice in the men's team competition. 187 again in the mixed, 180 in the semi-final. He's left the best to last. His, what, 8th competitive lift of the week. Went for 194 and 195 in his men's 80 kilo final and missed both of them. Colombia now unleashing Berta Fernandez. So this is for 117. She lifted 115 in the semi-final. This is going to be knocking on the door of 100 points by and large. This will be worth 100.6. So looking to give Colombia a lead of basically 130 points. Berta Fernandez, the new women's 67 kilo final. Now she went up to 123, a new America's record, breaking the old mark of Mariana D'Andrea in winning gold. Her first America's title, won silver 4 years ago in Bogota. She's the reigning Pan Am champion. Won gold in the total lift as well. 3 successful lifts, 110, 115, 120 in her individual final. Then that America's record of the power lift of 123. So this for 100 points. It'll be 225 against 97. Colombia's lead with Caranao still to come.
Start.
Here she comes. Well raised. Berta Fernandez, good lift. And she gets the 100 points. In the final. It's her 3rd best lift of the week. She's already helped Colombia to glory in the women's team event. Lifted 110 and 115. But this eclipses everything. A big lift to come for Jorge Caranao, and they need him to pull this out of the bag. It would be worth 133 points, and they would lead by 230 to 226 with one lift to go. Jorge Caranao, gold this week, and an emphatic gold too in the men's 65 kilo final, where he lifted 180 and 181. He won the total lift as well. So this is knocking around the margin of his gold medal winning lift. Basically, he's going for a mark here that would have won him gold anyway in the 65 kilo final. Successfully defending his America's title, 3 golds in a row, and aiming for gold again in Santiago next year, having won Pan Am gold in 2015 in Toronto, silver in Lima. So 177. This would be very valuable to Chile. 177 for Caranao! Yes! And Chile are in front. 33 points. They lead by 3.8. He had a massive lift left in him. And Chile can really try and turn the screw a lot with their final attempt, but that was real composure under immense stress by Jorge Caranao. Tight margins, so Garrido's going for 179 here. And that'll be worth 137.4. Torres going for 225. That'll be worth 137.6. So if Garrido gets this, Chile win unless Torres then elects to go up to maybe something like 230. But first of all, this has to be achieved, and it's now 180 he's going for, Garrido. Chile runners up in the men's and women's final, and in the mixed final, they're going big, big, big. This will be worth 138.1. The constant champion, the eternal champion for Chile. He won with 185 in his own individual final. He started on 180. That was successful. And this is what he's gunning for now. 180 for Garrido.
Start.
For a massive lead. Punch through well, Juan Carlos Garrido! And he's got it! Good heavens! They've smashed through the 400-point barrier. Well, close enough. 368.4. Torres was looking at 225. And they've done their calculations, and now they've gone down to 2:15. Torres, the 97-kilo champion. He set a new America's record of 2:30. They've worked out how far behind they are and what would be needed. And it would basically need to break his America's record, go to 2:32, 2:33, 2:34. And that won't happen. Colombia have the silver because this mark of 2:15 won't be enough. It's worth 131 and a half. At 2:15. And it will boost them up to 358, and they would be 10 points behind Chile, who take the gold. 3 finals between these two. Chile get the last laugh in the last final. Torres at 2:15. It's still one of his biggest lifts of the day. For 131.5. And it is Colombia with the silver medals now. They've already won the men's team and the women's team. This would have been the clean sweep. That final lift by Garrido was astonishing. And Caranao as well. And Campos, actually. 3 fabulous lifts, very, very close by 1 or 2 kilos to their individual gold medal winning lifts. Torres, 2:15, finishes off with a good lift. Colombia gets the silver, Chile the gold. Chile win 368 to 358. That was a fantastic final. Colombia came so close, but look at those Chilean marks. Chile are the world champions, and they've succeeded again here. $368 to 358, and Chile win again. Mexico the bronze, Italy 4th, but Chile take the honors. And the victory ceremony will be happening very soon. What a fantastically contested mixed team final. Mexico win the bronze. Jose Castillo, David Montiel, and Amalia Perez. And Castillo didn't need to do his final lift. Italy, Emanuela Romano, Andrea Quarto, Donato Telesca going for a European record 2:11, didn't get it. That would have put massive pressure on the final lift for Castillo, but it wasn't needed. And Mexico pick up the bronze medals. And just to tell you, doing the presentations here, Dr. Kerry Morgan, 3-time Paralympian, 4-time medalist for track and field. She's the Assistant Professor of Occupational Therapy and Neurology at Washington University. Kelly Behrman, the founder and Executive Director of the Disabled Athletes Sports Association in St. Louis. We were also due to have Sarah Haskins, triathlete and Olympian, but she's not made it today. I think she was here earlier in the week. So she's had her contribution to make, and Mexico have definitely made theirs as they finish with bronze. One of the top powerlifting nations in the world. Colombia won the men's team and the women's team, and all of these three competing in this final have team golds already, and now they can have silvers. Edged out by 10 points. And in the end, because of those great lifts from Chile, all three lifts, Fabio Torres having scored an America's record of 230 in his 97 kilo category, he would have had to go 5 kilos above that in order to win Colombia the gold here. And in the end, he just said, that's too much today, and he's right. Went for 215 instead. They finished with 358 points, and they are edged out by 10 points. And it was a brilliant final. 358, the second highest tally of the day. Chile get the gold. Camila Campos, 108, 2 kilos off her gold medal lift individually. Jorge Caunanao, 177, 3 kilos off his individual gold medal winning lift. And Juan Carlos Garrido, 180, which was 5 off his individual gold medal winning lift. They've had a very busy week. And they too are just an absolutely awesome nation in this sport. 368.4, the top score of the day across all the competitions. And the coaches are deservedly rewarded as well, the way it should be. Chile get the gold, Colombia the silver, Mexico the bronze. Very enjoyable, very competitive. Loads in that. And the champions are Chile. Yeah, everybody's looking forward to go to Santiago next year for the Parapan in November. They will be really well organised, I'm sure. Be a lot of fun in Santiago, actually that month for the Pan Am Games, followed by the Parapan Mexico. Great achievement for them to get the bronze medal, and a very good bronze medal match against Italy. Colombia won the men's and the women's team event, but Chile came together to turn them over in the mixed final. It has been a really, really excellent week at Logan University. Fine venue, the William Passer Center this is, in Chesterfield in St. Louis. Next, America's Championships 2026. Get your bids in now. Next up, the European Championships. They'll be on in Tbilisi in Georgia in September. The African Championships, they're on in October, end of October in Cairo. Before that, next month, the Commonwealth Games. 60 nations, one day. Birmingham in the UK. Next year, end of June, the World Championships in Dubai. And the Parapan happening in Santiago in November. As usual, a pleasure. Brilliant sport, always great working on it. And basically, you know, we get to see, what, 20 days competition a year, 25. Well, there's a lot done in the other 325 about that. It's been a pleasure. From Will Downing, thank you. Catch you for the European Championships in a couple of months. It's been fabulous in St. Louis this week. See you.
So let's go somewhere no one else can see you and me. Turn the lights out now. Now I'll take you by the hand you another drink. Drink it if you can. Can you spend a little time? Time is slipping away from us, so stay with me. I can make you glad you came. The sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. You cast a spell on me. You hit me like the sky fell on me, and I decided you look well on me. So let's go somewhere no one else can see you and me. Turn the lights out now. Now I'll take you by the hand you another drink. Drink it if you can. Can you spend a little time? Time is slipping away from us, so stay with me. I can make you glad you came. The sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. So glad you came. scales come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came.